Pain keeps showing up in your life for one reason: because you keep trying to avoid becoming the person your life demands. You keep treating discomfort like an insult, like a sign you're doing something wrong, like the universe is punishing you. So you run, you soften it, you drown it out, you distract yourself long enough to forget, and then you wake up and it's still there. Same pressure, same weight, same problem. And you call it bad luck. It's not bad luck. It's the bill. It's the price. And you don't get to live a better life without paying for it. That's what nobody wants to accept. People want growth without friction, strength without strain, respect without sacrifice, a new life without a new version of themselves. So they keep looking for the painless way, and they stay the same. Because pain isn't just part of the process. Pain is the process. The pain you feel is not random. It has a purpose. And if you listen, really listen, you'll realize something that changes everything. Pain is honest. It doesn't flatter you. It doesn't care about your excuses. Pain tells you what's real. It shows you where you're weak, where you're unprepared, where you've been lying to yourself, where you've been taking the easy path and calling it balance. And that's why most people hate it, because pain is a mirror, and some people would rather break the mirror than change the reflection. So they avoid it. They avoid the hard conversation. They avoid the work that requires focus. They avoid the discipline that requires saying no to the things that feel good right now. And they wonder why their life feels stuck. Let's be clear. You don't get stuck because you're cursed. You get stuck because you keep choosing comfort first. You keep paying for relief with your future. And then you act shocked when the future shows up empty. If you're tired, if you're overwhelmed, if you feel like life is pressing down on your throat, good. Not good like it's fun, good like it's real. Because that pressure means you're not sleepwalking anymore. It means something in you still wants more. It means you can feel the gap between the life you're living and the life you're capable of. And that gap hurts. That's the signal. But you've been trained to treat the signal like a problem. You've been trained to numb it, to escape it, to run from it. So pain keeps coming back louder. Not because it hates you, because it refuses to let you die in a smaller life. Pain has two jobs. First, it exposes. Then it forges. It exposes the parts of you that aren't ready, and then it forges the parts of you that can become ready. That's the trade. And if you're serious about changing your life, you stop asking, how do I avoid pain? You start asking, what is this pain teaching me? Because there is no high standard without a high price. You want a stronger body? The price is discomfort. The price is showing up when your energy is gone and your mind is making deals. You want a sharper mind? The price is boredom. The price is repetition. The price is hours where it feels like nothing is happening, and you do it anyway. You want a better life? The price is responsibility. The price is saying, I'm not doing this to me anymore. Most people don't want that price. They want motivation. They want a mood. They want the kind of change that doesn't challenge their identity. And that's why they stay trapped in the same cycle. Short burst, long fade, big talk, small execution, new plan, same habits. They keep thinking the answer is a new strategy. It's not. The answer is a new relationship with pain. Because right now, pain scares you. So you treat it like an enemy. But pain is not the enemy. Pain is the trainer you didn't ask for. And the only reason it feels cruel is because it doesn't let you lie. It doesn't let you pretend you're doing enough. It doesn't let you hide behind tomorrow. When you're in the gym and it burns, that burn is the truth. You are being built. When you're at the desk and your mind wants to drift, that tension is the truth. You are being shaped. When you're alone and it feels heavy, that ache is the truth. Something in you is unfinished. And here's the harsh part you need to hear. If you keep running from that feeling, you will build a life that matches your avoidance. Not your potential, your avoidance. You don't get what you want, you get what you repeat. So if your pattern is escape, you'll repeat escape. And then one day you'll wake up and realize you've spent years getting ready and almost nothing has changed. That's not a threat, that's math. Pain is the price, and the price gets paid either way. You pay it now through growth, or you pay it later through regret. People love to pretend there's a third option. There isn't. So when life hits you, when it gets heavy, when it gets lonely, when it gets unfair, stop asking, why me? That question is a trap. It keeps you passive. Ask the better question. What is this teaching me? Because pain always makes something. It either makes you sharper or it makes you bitter. It either makes you disciplined or it makes you numb. It either turns you into someone dangerous or it turns you into someone who complains about the life they refuse to change. So choose. And yes, this is a choice, even if it doesn't feel like one. Because the defining moments in your life don't come when you feel strong. They come when you feel weak and you act anyway. They come when you feel like quitting and you show up anyway. They come when you feel like you're losing and you keep moving anyway. That's the secret people miss. Progress is not built in the moments you feel inspired. It's built in the moments you feel pressure. And pressure is where character is born. The reason you respect certain people isn't because they never suffered. It's because they suffered, and they didn't fold. They took hits and stayed on their feet. They stayed. That's the difference. Now listen, this is where the script turns, because this is where most people break. Sometimes the pain isn't just effort. Sometimes the pain is rejection. It's being dismissed. It's being abandoned when you needed support. It's being underestimated, overlooked, laughed at. And that pain can either crush you or it can build you. This is the pivot. Because rejection is not just an emotional event. It's a test of your identity. It asks you a brutal question. Were you doing this for them, or were you doing this for you? A lot of people don't survive that question. They were building for approval. So when approval disappears, their engine dies. They stop, they spiral, they call it the end. But there's another way to interpret that moment. What if the rejection wasn't the end? What if it was the turning point? The moment life removes what you were leaning on, you finally learn to stand on your own. Because you don't become strong when everything supports you. You become strong when the support is gone, and you still move. That's when pain shows its purpose. It strips you. It removes the fake reasons. It burns off the need for applause. And it leaves you with something simple and terrifying. You and your choices. And once you reach that point, you can't unsee it. You realize you don't need everyone to believe in you. You need you to stop betraying you. That's the real pain. Not the rejection from outside, the rejection from yourself. Every time you know what to do and don't do it, you feel it. That quiet disappointment, that silent disgust, that internal voice that says, you're doing it again. That voice isn't there to torture you. It's there to wake you up. So here's what you do with pain, any pain. You stop romanticizing it. You stop posting about it in your head like it's a story. You stop using it as a reason to collapse. Instead of romanticizing the pain, romanticize the comeback instead. You use it as fuel, not emotional fuel, operational fuel. You convert it into action. And there's a simple rule that changes everything. When pain shows up, do the next hard thing. Not the whole plan, not the whole transformation, the next hard thing. Pain hits, next hard thing. Pressure rises, next hard thing. You feel the urge to escape, next hard thing. Because that's what discipline is. Discipline is not a personality trait. It's a decision pattern. It's a code. And every time you follow the code, you build a new identity. You become the kind of person who doesn't run, the kind of person who doesn't flinch, the kind of person who does what needs to be done, even when the feeling is heavy. That's real strength. It's quiet. It's not dramatic. It's not loud, but it's unstoppable. And that's why the "you can't lose if you don't stop" logic matters here. Because pain tries to convince you that you're failing. Pain tries to convince you that you're behind. Pain tries to convince you that this means you're not built for it. That's a lie. Pain is not proof you're losing. Pain is proof you're paying. And if you keep paying, if you keep showing up, if you keep doing the next hard thing, you don't lose. You may not see the results today. You may not see them next week. But you are building something that can't be denied. You are becoming someone, and that becomes visible eventually. You can't lose if you don't stop. That's not motivation, that's logic. So stop treating the slow phase like it's empty. The slow phase is where everything is happening. Roots don't grow in sunlight, they grow underground. And if you quit because you can't see progress, you're quitting right before the only part that matters. So here's the truth. The pain you're feeling is a receipt. It proves you're in the process. It proves you're not living like the average person who avoids everything hard. And yes, it hurts. It's supposed to. Because if it didn't hurt, it wouldn't change you. You're going to keep facing the same pain until you learn from it. Even tonight. Not in some heroic scene. In a small, quiet choice. You're going to be alone. Phone in your hand, thumb hovering, and you'll feel the familiar pull. The reflex to escape, to disappear for a while, to numb the pressure. And that's the moment. That is the battlefield. Not the world, not other people, that moment. So when you feel it, don't argue with yourself. Don't negotiate. Just do the next hard thing. Put the phone down. Sit in the discomfort without flinching. And take one step that your future self would respect. Not because you feel ready, but because you're done running. Because you finally understand, pain isn't here to ruin you, it's here to refine you. So be calm, be disciplined, be unmoved. And when the pain shows up again, because it will, don't treat it like a warning. Treat it like direction. Walk toward it, because that's where your next level lives.